Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for this segment, we have Nick Frasse, Associate Product Manager, to discuss how the semiconductor space is faring post-pandemic supply and demand destruction. It is great to have you with us, Nick. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thanks for having me.
All right. And before we get into what's happening with the supply chain, what is VanEck's current outlook for semiconductors?
Sure. So, we think the semiconductor industry is set for a really bright future. These tiny little components are crucial for various applications like healthcare, automotive, consumer electronics, all the way to automation. Technologies like IoT, 5G, AI are becoming increasingly popular, and the demand for high performance and energy efficient semiconductors is continuing to grow. So, another exciting factor is the role of GPUs within the machine learning space. With artificial intelligence applications expanding rapidly, the need for GPUs, which are excellent at processing AI calculations, is also on the rise. We think the industry has serious growth potential due to the increasing demand in these various sectors, as well as the rising importance of their role in AI. So it's an exciting time for semiconductors.
How is the industry faring post-pandemic supply and demand disruption?
Yeah, for sure. So in 2020, the semiconductor industry faced significant challenges due to COVID-19. We saw car manufacturers and other manufacturers reduce production, therefore buying fewer chips. And then there was this sudden surge in demand for semiconductors in spaces like healthcare, virtual learning, and work from home setups. Unfortunately, the industry had trouble pivoting quickly and adapting to these changes because semiconductor manufacturing is a complex process. So this led to supply and demand imbalance, and it's still working itself out in some segments of the market. Another important point is that multiple industries rely on the same types of semiconductors. This worsened that supply and demand issue during the pandemic, with the automotive sector kind of being hit the worst. Several factors contributed to this. The increased semiconductor usage in electric cars, chip companies focusing on newer technologies rather than old car models, and the sustained high demand from consumers. All these factors combine to create a significant disruption in the space.
How is legislation shaping the industry post-pandemic?
Sure. The CHIPS Act in the U.S. and the proposed European CHIPS Act are landmark measures designed, to stimulate domestic semiconductor production and lessen reliance on foreign suppliers. Both of these acts are expected to spur growth in the semiconductor space through financial incentives, supporting R&D, workforce development, and infrastructure expansion. Their goal is to mitigate risk by diversifying the supply chain and reshoring domestic production and enhancing technological competitiveness here in the United States and abroad.
And finally, AI has obviously become a hot topic. How is it playing a role in the semiconductor space?
For sure, it's interesting. AI or artificial intelligence and semiconductors have a mutually beneficial relationship where each of them contributes to the growth of the other. Graphics processing units, GPUs, like I mentioned before, play a key role in this dynamic. Originally they were used for video game graphics. GPUs have become essential for AI due to their ability to handle multiple calculations simultaneously. This has been crucial for the training of these complex AI models. As we see AI applications expand, the growth in demand for high performance GPUs continues to rise, and this should drive future growth in the semiconductor industry moving forward. Also AI not only relies on semiconductors, but also contributes to their advancement. AI is currently being used in chip design to overcome some of the physical limitations that were predicted by Moore's law, which states, transistor counts should double on a chip every 2 years. By leveraging AI, we can explore exponentially more chip designs and variations, resulting in specialized chips for optimized efficiency and performance in specific applications. This approach is going to enable continuous advancement in semiconductors despite the physical limitations that we're running up against.
All right, Nick, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Market Reporter at Nasdaq.
Thanks.